Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, HarlequinCoHO, and today I've got a great game for you once again from one of my favorite infantry players, Stefanh versus his opponent Silian, who is going to be a Blitzkrieg commander. And the theme for this game that I kind of want to go over a lot is about veterancy. There's a lot of other things going on here, but a lot of times Allied players like to complain about the fact that Axis can just research veterancy at their Kämpferkraft Center and get it across the board for all of their units for free instantly. You know, I mean, not for free, they have to pay for it. But whereas Allied units always have to go out and fight and die and resupply and fight and die and resupply many, many times in order to get veterancy. And this game will show us lots of veterancy and lots of ways to do that. So you'll see right off the bat here, Silian started with an interesting build order. Both of his beginning field pioneers and his regular pioneers kind of power built this Wehrmacht quarters, and you'll see quickly, I'll go ahead and just switch over so we can take a look. He is building a fast motorcycle. So this is a motorcycle opening, which is pretty good for harassment against, you know, a little bit of stuff. In particular, motorcycle or Jeep first builds are really good at countering machine gun first builds because you can move in and kind of flank them and prevent them from getting into buildings by moving back and forth and that sort of thing. But in general, that requires a lot of micro, and so we'll see here that Silian is a pretty competent player and does a good job harassing with this motorcycle, repairing it, that sort of thing. And you really need to use it in combination with infantry in order for it to be effective. You'll see here that this is very effective, but he's not going to kill all of these engineers. He's definitely going to wound them a little bit, but they have rifles that can return fire, and this damage stacks up pretty quickly on a motorcycle. So he's going to just kind of distract them and harass and retreat, and then, whoa, my god, we've got riflemen here. So then he's just going to turn on his heels and take off, and very, very maneuverable unit there. So he's just going to kind of hunt around and see what he can find. Meanwhile, here comes that backup I was just talking about, accomplished Volksgrenadiers coming out. So kind of see some more skirmishing going on here. Motorcycle coming up here to hunt down these engineers, and the engineers have exactly the right idea. You can see by my mouse this little bunker area here, this little bit of a barn or whatever. It's got yellow cover, so they're just going to take cover where they can get it and just stand their ground and call the bluff of the motorcycle, because by itself it really can't take care of a bunch of rifle-bearing engineers. And already we have another fast fight going on here. It looks like our very first rifleman got killed, and now we've got 5 on 4, 5 on 5, 5 on 4, and quickly this is going out of control for the riflemen. Normally riflemen do a great job against even hero units, but with the motorcycle backing him up and with the fact that these accomplished Volksgrenadiers were in heavy cover first, it looks like the riflemen are going to have to retreat. So let's take a quick look here at Stefan's build order. You can already see he went rifleman, rifleman out of a very quickly built barracks. And that's pretty much going to be his thing. He's an infantry commander. He's going to get riflemen. He's not going to mess around with tons and tons of engineers or anything like that. Just enough to kind of cap things and do that sort of stuff. And you can see the motorcycle is a great reactionary tool to be able to just kind of jump in here and see what's going on and prevent people from capping you, especially when backed up by even just these hero pioneers over here. So infantry having their second go at the accomplished Volksgrenadiers. This time everybody's in green cover. Volksgrenadiers are wounded. They're going to have to retreat. So what we're going to see is that Stefanh is now getting his third infantry squad, which is likely going to be a gladiator infantry, gladiator rifleman squad, which is a fantastic hero unit. Again, if anybody's new to Company of Heroes Online, amongst many things they've added is hero units, which you get them and you equip them to your army, kind of like an item, and as they kill things in games, they get levels, and the levels actually persist between games. So you level them up over many games, and likely we will see here. Nope, regular old infantry. Here they are, the gladiator riflemen. These are level 5, max level. They have elite armor, accuracy. They can throw sticky bombs and grenades. Really great, kind of well-rounded unit. Whereas the accomplished Volksgrenadiers are more of a generic, kind of lower-level hero that just has accuracy and things like that. So here comes a big infantry push here on the left. And you'll see that this hay actually supplies heavy cover, or green cover. It's like the best cover you can get, which is kind of odd because it's very destructive. You can burn it, you can blow it up. And so we've got a big heavy firefight here, and you can see that Stefanh is very focused on this right-hand side. He's even throwing a grenade right into a great clumping here, and the grenade goes off and kills quite a few men. But unfortunately, I think he was doing what I was doing and focusing way over here on the right when he should have been looking at this accomplished HMG team, which was just firing at him like crazy. So what's the counter when you have 6 Gladiator Rifleman, you fire up and you run right across and get out of the range of the HMG team. It's a great move, but unfortunately this motorcycle is right on the spot, and it's going to support them and help them reset up along with the remaining Volksgrenadiers. And sadly, those 6 Gladiator Riflemen became 2 and had to retreat, and are now being kind of hunted by this motorcycle. So that was good quick thinking on the part of Silian here, and Stefan, it looked like he did everything right, but he may have just been focusing too much on those infantry. So we're going to start seeing Stefan's build here, which is that he's getting nothing but riflemen, just riflemen, 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 and his first 60 fuel, which he should be spending any moment now, I'll keep this highlighted so we can check, is going to go to the Browning automatic rifle, the BAR. And that does a great job at just increasing infantry's ability to, or sorry, riflemen's ability to kill other infantry. It's a really, really brutal early upgrade. Here we've got another quick combat here going on between, it looks like a small squad of riflemen, about 4 of them, and a handful of engineers, just kind of capping the sides here. But for the most part, you can see that Silian has got very good central control over this map. He's got a bike that's been very maneuverable. It's going back and forth a lot. He's got a whole bunch of infantry. Really, I would kind of want to see these Volksgrenadiers run home and resupply since they're so low. And here we see our first commander ability being used. We've got a bunch of riflemen who are cloaked. And so camouflage, to use the exact name, is a free ability that you can just use every cooldown, and lets them just sneak around the map cloaked at full speed, and if they bump into anybody, they get a sudden attack increase, and that sort of thing. So really good ability just to use whenever you see an infantry squad running around doing its thing. So we'll take a look here. Another infantry squad coming out. It looks like Stefan still has not spent any money, any fuel rather, and he's recapping this fuel point here and just fighting over this map point here. So we had an HMG team that was in a great position, but it looks like he changed in order to be able to focus around on these Gladiator Riflemen who are now fired up and going to run right past, throwing the grenade at the machine gun, running behind him again. And the grenade actually didn't do any damage, so a very lucky shot there, but not going to be deterred. He's just going to turn and gun down this motorcycle. Kaboom! There it goes. And the rest of the troops are retreating. So very solid infantry victory for Stefan, but you'll see that the map is still being capped. All these little pioneers are just kind of running around here. I'll take a look at the tactical map just to give you an idea at the kind of control that even though Stefan is being able to push out here, he still hasn't really got much map control. And in fact, if you look, this is very typical of high-level players. He doesn't even bother with these victory points. These numbers up here don't even matter. Most of the time, they're able to win the game with just sheer force of will. And so we'll see a lot of that coming up here pretty soon. Here we have a single medic, and we missed the construction of this bunker earlier. But whoa, Stefan, not even slightly deterred by the Geneva Convention, is just going to gun down these medics and wounded here. Just cap, cap, cap. There goes the medics, and just to show you, if you're not familiar, these medics are coming out of a medic bunker, which is kind of like, instead of upgrading with a machine gun, you can put medics in there. And they run around the battlefield picking up wounded. When they collect 5 wounded, you get a brand new squad of 4 men, so it turns 5 into 4. Very effective. You'll see this is in a nice central location, and it really allows for Silian to be able to just recoup a lot of his losses. It's kind of like the German version of infantry attrition. Very useful, and I see a lot of players doing it, because also you can take cover in this thing and whatever. So, wonderful flank coming up here. As I hope you're aware, and there's the Browning automatic rifles being upgraded right now. The fire does extra damage to people in heavy cover, so all these infantry are in heavy cover, but they all have Browning automatic rifles, and they instantly gun down those medics. They're doing a ton of damage. Just look at the kind of damage that this sustained fire can do. I don't know if he has actually used suppression or not. I don't see anybody pinned down, but just gunning everybody down. But meanwhile, look at these sneaky medics. These medics are just picking up bodies, dropping them off, and Stefan has got other things to do, but keep an eye on that medic. Stefan is just having a big, long fight here, and these medics just constantly picking guys up. You'll see that he just kind of is ignoring that one for now while he's killing off the rest of these troops. Doing a fantastic job at it. This is even getting him a good amount of veterancy. You see these 2 guys are retreating here at Vet 1. There are 6 more wounded men left here at Vet 1 as well. And look at that! The 5th body goes in, and we get 4 Grenadiers out of nowhere. So suddenly Stefan finds himself flanked by a bunch of very healthy Grenadiers versus a bunch of half or less hit points regular riflemen. And you can see that these hit point bars here represent the total hit points of all the units there. So if you have 5 guys... Oh, and he runs over that mine, which was kind of I thought that was a poorly placed mine, but frankly, it actually killed somebody. If you have 5 guys with the hit points of just a sliver, it means all of them are just about to die, each one of them. Whereas if you have 6 healthy people and a sniper shoots one of them, you'll suddenly see 5/6 of your hit points available because you're missing one guy. So you can see that these medics here are just running around picking up bodies everywhere. This is really, really cost-effective thing to do. And just a sign of a good Axis player. So Stefan, however, is kind of just licking his wounds here and making sure he's got his resupply going on. Again, you'll start seeing that these veteran riflemen will just pay themselves off more and more and more. A lot of times, people who are used to other kind of, mass casualty games, oh, he's got to get out of here, like, Command & Conquer or StarCraft or Warcraft. Well, I guess not so much Warcraft, but are used to just, especially StarCraft, you're used to just sending your units off to die and then resupplying them and sending them off to die. Whereas it's so important, especially as allied players in this game, to constantly make your squads retreat, allow them to survive, and replenish them. You can see even spending his next fuel, so he just got his Browning automatic upgrade. He then built a triage center and a supply yard, which is 50 fuel and 20 fuel. And then he's going right into his motor pool. So he just spent all of his fuel at once in one big burst there, healing his troops, and likely he's going to push back out. But again, it doesn't look like he's got much control over this game. You can see that the Axis player is pushing practically right up on his map. Let's just take a moment here and consider this. Like, you can see that these territories over here on the right, all disconnected. I believe this territory on the left, disconnected. Stefan really only has access to this tiny amount of the map right now. But he does have a humongous army, and he has a lot of good commander abilities still yet to use. Infantry Attrition will become key in this battle, and we will see a lot more of that coming up here pretty soon, especially once the Rangers get here. But for now, we've got one squad on the right, which instantly gets suppressed by this HMG team and just has to retreat. They're retreating home, which is a great job. And now we've got this beautiful flank here. So the Gladiator Riflemen are pushing up and just really engaging and actually getting killed by these Volksgrenadiers with the MP40s. Really good close combat machine guns. However, our Stefan's flanking Vet 1 riflemen are just popping out of nowhere and just gunning down. You can see this last flamethrower explodes in a burst of fire. And Vet 2 immediately, Vet 1 still here. And thankfully, Silian has activated his recoup losses, which means that during this time, any units he loses, he gets fuel and munitions back. But Stefan is just shooting the world here. And you can see he even stops and shoots this medic now. He's aware of the dangers of the medics and is just killing them, once again breaking all Geneva conventions and doing that sort of thing. This medic here is sneaking away. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. So now Stefan has a dominating army, but not a lot of map control, oddly enough. He just has not managed to cap much of the map. All of his units that he has out here, you can see somebody actually looks like they may have got Vet 2 off of that medic. Even though he has dominating map control, I mean, his army is powerful, he just doesn't have enough units to actually go around and cap each and every one of these points. So that has to become a priority for him eventually. But this is very typical of Stefan's super aggressive style, is that he doesn't care about the rules of the game. All of these numbers and countdown and victory points, in his mind, this is an annihilation victory kind of game. He doesn't really care about the points. So I kind of like seeing that, and I like seeing this aggression. And oh, a grenade goes off, but thankfully it's right in between squads and doesn't quite do any damage. Meanwhile, Stefan just gunning down the rest of Silian's Grenadiers, taking off there. Pioneers moving up. And you can see that this bunker is almost full again. This bunker's about to be full, and this little stupid medic here is picking up a wounded guy. And, whoa, look at that fire going off there. So always remember that. As soon as you're getting flanked by, oh, here it comes, and we got yet another bonus squad pops out of this medic hut. So Stefan actually really quickly retreats. He knows how wounded all of his troops are. And rather than losing them, he's just going to go ahead and get them healed up and replace them. Right in time, too, because this heavy machine gun team just showed up on the scene. So Stefan pushed himself forward a little bit. You can see he's still got a bit of a presence here. This is a very important method, by the way, or just, tactic in general. Whoa, and I just missed an artillery blast. You can see as his parting shot, Stefan just bombarded this area with artillery. Cost 140 munition, and looks like 75mm howitzers destroyed this whole area, including the medic bunker. But still has not managed to really hold on to this area. The Browning automatic rifles are just gunning down these hero squads here in the south. Finally, some backcapping going on with the Gladiators, but really same amount of backcapping happening on the other side by Silian. And now we'll see the fruits of his fuel labors, which is a very fast Greyhound. Actually, not very fast, because he did get a lot of other fuel things before then, but either way, it's a Greyhound. So, all healed up. And this is the beauty of this tactic, because all healed up, Vet 2 riflemen, and these are just getting stronger and stronger. Every time they return to the field, they're better units. And Veterancy is kind of hard to It's kind of hard to quantify exactly what it is, but common knowledge seems to be that, I mean, it's almost exactly, as far as I know, the same as from original vanilla Company of Heroes, but at least increased accuracy and damage and armor and things like that. It's just kind of a better all-around unit, kind of like leveling up. So here we have the Greyhound immediately getting the armored skirts. That's a very important